Hello, everybody. My name is Edson Drago. I'm an astrologer, and some of my friends asked me to give an explanation of what solar return is. So I decided to make this video in order to answer this question. Solar return, as the name is saying, is the returning of the sun to some position. Which position? Mostly the same position it was when someone was born. So it is a chart of someone's birthday, so a chart of the year. It's not properly correct, this explanation, but what is it? So when the sun comes back to the same position someone was first born, we draw a chart. And this chart has the meaning of someone's experience during a year, from one birthday until the next birthday. So during this year, this astrological solar return chart tells the astrologer how or which parts of his life, this someone's life, is going to develop or to block or to expand or to contract, or which areas of life will be emphasized with which attitude in each area of the life. So this is just like a plan of the year, a whole year. So it doesn't change during the year, but it depends on someone is at that time of the solar return, the returning of the sun at that position. Sometimes, or mostly, it happens in the birthday, but sometimes one day before and sometimes one day after, depending on the year, because of the relation of translation and rotation of the Earth. But sometimes it's because someone is traveling, someone is somewhere else different from where he lives or where he was first born. So we better see it in a drawing. Let me share with you this chart, this hypothetical chart of this someone called Test. Was born in 1st January 2000, January 1st, 2000, and at 12 o'clock, 12 in noon, in London, UK. So this person is a Capricorn, a typical Capricorn, very interested in his professional life because the sun is in the 10th house, but also very interested in his closest relationship, his best friends, and his love relationship. Very enthusiastic about his life, even being also somewhat um, perfectionist, more or less perfectionist, with a very deep insight, with a very deep emotional life here. Very interested in communication and understanding and in intellectual life, and full of group experience with some difficulty here to define his boundaries. Basically, this is the person. But let's see what happened in the end of this year, 2020, and the beginning of 2021, if he spent his life in he spent his birthday in London this end of the year. So it's going to happen. This return of the sun at the same position it was when he was born. This year, 2020, is going to happen in December 31st. So December 31st, look, the same position of his Mars, still not being able to say no. Well, that's a nightmare. Sorry. Well, this person doesn't exist, or if it exists, I don't know who is it. But this year, he's very concerned about his belief system, his knowledge. He wants to do course. He wants to expand his knowledge about the world, about his own profession, about whatever he's doing, and very eager also to tell everybody what he knows. So it would be a very good year to give classes to. Well, he's 21 years old. I don't know. Maybe he will find something to teach other people. But anyway, he's very interested to show his love in his intimate relationship. He's very loving during this year, wanting to tell about his feelings, want to reveal what he has deep inside, So this is the chart, or these are the most important areas of his life during this year, 2021, right? But if he spent his birthday in London, let's see what is going to happen if he was in Granada, for example, where I live. Oh, similar. Third house, wanting to tell everybody what he knows, wanting to go deeper in his knowledge, deeper than in London, not very interested, not so interested to show his love, but somewhat, you know, trying to see love in other people too, going deep in his plans, not saying no, still there. But let's see if he went to not London, but to New York. In New York, he's very interested in his social life, either in both in somewhat both in professional life and in social life, but very full of unconscious activity in his mind, full of dreams all the year, full of new, eager to find new characteristics in himself to apply in the world. Not exactly very dynamic in his decisions during the year, spending too much money and wanting to know better. This would be possibly the most important area of his life during this year, taking care of himself, taking care of him daily life, taking care of him nutrition and physical exercises and things like that during taking care of his health during the year. But if he was this December 31st in Los Angeles, in California, he wouldn't be so um, so clear about his affection, completely different from the other solar return charts, but very, very interested in himself, in show different parts of himself, show himself in a different way to other people, so other people would be changing their minds to him, you know, their opinions about him, and he himself would be changing the way he makes decision and the way he puts his project into movement during this year, and very attentive, very focused in his domestic life, his homeness life. So, wanting to define better boundaries inside his home with his whoever his family, and possibly breaking some relationships with parts of his family because of the position of the Uranus here, and also interested in going deeper in his intimate relationship, not showing easily his own affection, but wanting to understand how this relationship, intimate relationship, goes on in his life. Then, if he was in Tokyo, very interested in his public image and how this public image affects his professional life, and also trying to change everything about his homeless life, possibly wanting to move to somewhere else, like to another neighborhood, another city, sometimes even another country, you know, and with a very difficult daily life, with difficulty, uh, many difficulties to organize his daily life. Okay, a little bit interested in set boundaries, better boundaries here, much better for him, if you know his natal chart. And then it goes changing. If he was in Hong Kong, a completely different chart. And then if he was in Delhi, India, very concerned about his daily life, possibly stressing his daily life, trying to do many more things that his time allows him to do. Then we can imagine in Moscow and in Rome. Rome is a brilliant place to stay if you would, if you wanted to be there. But anyway, this is only solar return. Together with solar return, we have also the chart of transits. What is transits? Transits is where the planets are in the sky nowadays and which area of our charts they are operating. So they can change differently from the solar return. Solar return, we can change. We can travel to somewhere else in our birthday or one day before, in his case this year, and spend the day there. And with this, we create a specific solar return chart that could help us to deal with our life, with our plans, with our strategies, with our goals during that year in particular. And it happens at the same time of the transits. So let us see this chart transits to see the combination of both. Here we are. So we are November 31st, 2020. And then let's go to the beginning of the year, beginning of December 2019. In December 2019, or when changed from during January, this Jupiter crosses this line and touched his 10th house, at the same time touched his sun. So even the last few years, he could change many things in his professional life, changing mostly of what he was doing as a profession. With this Jupiter crossing here, he wants to move it forward, move his plans, move his things. It was a bad year to do that because of the COVID, but okay, bad luck for him. But he needed to start new things like working more on virtually working, for example. He needed to adapt his professional activities into these new characteristics of this year, 2020. So this continuously moving. So move forward, May 2020. So let's get to this where we were, November. In November, so now we can see it moving week by week until we get in December. And in December, while this Jupiter and Saturn goes into Aquarius, everything changed in his life because he is more focused in his social life more than his professional life. So now he would be driven, would be motivated by his activities in groups, in a collective environment. So, and this is going to happen, and this is going to still be there during the whole year if we let this dates going on until 2021. So now he changed with Jupiter crossing the line of 12th house, and then Saturn crossing the line of 12th house. So when you get in 2023, he wants to begin very big new projects. Okay, but this is transit. It's always there, and it would be the same position of the planets even if he was in Nepal, in Australia, wherever. Okay, so this is in order to compare solar return that goes from one birthday until the next birthday. So, the transits are always moving. So we have to combine these two perspectives in order to find out how this person is going to live this next year. By combining these two, we have a clear vision of what is going on in his impulses inside of him and how this is going to happen in the world. Because nothing is going to happen in the world because of the transits or because of the solar return chart. Solar return in transit how he is moving inside of him and what these thoughts, emotions, words, and actions will interact with the world, and then these things, I mean, practical thing is going to happen, right? So we cannot predict exactly what's going to happen in his life because of the transit and solar return, but we can see how he is acting in the world and how his action in the world will bring about some events, right? I hope I have been clear. I don't know, but if you have more questions, feel free to write in the comments there, right? And if you like it, just press like button there and subscribe to my channel to see other videos like this. My channel is mostly in Hispanic language, in Spanish. Some things in Portuguese too, but I will try to keep recording videos in English too. So if you have something to claim about my videos, you are free also to tell me that. And if you want to contact me, this is in the comments are my contact by email. You can make contact with me. Feel free to do that. And I hope you have had some fun watching this video. Thank you very much for your attention. Until next time.